Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to walk through the steps and the flowchart that I used to memorize all of the components of flow while studying for my Salesforce admin exam, as well as when I started diving into more flows and creating them for myself. This diagram came in handy. So I'm going to go through the little chart and then teach you exactly how I used it. I encourage you to, modify it for yourself in whatever way works for your brain and whatever feels the most fun. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that and connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, so here we've got our little diagram. This is all of the steps that you're going to see in Flow. Let me go ahead and turn on my spotlight so that you can see here. So starting with the acronym, the first part of this is dramatic artists celebrate serendipitously. These are the 4 steps or 4, steps, really. This is a linear order of what you have to do. Define your resources, add elements, connect elements, set the start element. I need to move this thing so I can see my full screen. Okay, cool. So step 1, define resources. Dramatic, DR, dramatic, define resources. Artists, add elements. Okay, the first one is resources, the second is elements. Dramatic, artists celebrate serendipitously. Define resources, add elements. Celebrate, connect elements. Artists, add elements, celebrate, connect elements. From the top, dramatic, define resources. Artists, add elements. Celebrate, connect elements. Serendipitously, set start element. Dramatic, artists celebrate serendipitously. Define resources, add elements, connect elements, set start element. Does that all make sense? Checking in for understanding, yes or no. All right, take it from the top one more time. Dramatic artists celebrate serendipitously. Define resources, add elements, connect elements, set start element. Okay, cool. Dramatic, define resources. Well, what are resources? Resources are something that we have to check in with, right? If we're gathering a resource, we need to make sure that the resource is actually going to be useful. We need to verify that it is useful. Verify. Okay, great. Verify carefully true false statements. These are the elements of flow. Verify carefully true false statements. VCTF. Great, write that out. VCTF. V, variables. C, constants. T, text templates. F, formulas. S, stages. VCTFS. Verify carefully true false statements. Verify carefully true false statements. VCTFS. Variables, constants. VC. Variables, constants. Text templates. VCT. Right? Verify carefully true false statements. Variables, constant, text templates, formulas. Variables, constants, text templates, formulas. Text templates, formulas, stages, right? We're chunking this down. We're connecting all of the dots and really, really, really honing that into our short-term memory so that it can be transferred into working memory and eventually long-term, okay? Verify carefully true false statements. Variables, constants, text templates, formulas, stages. VCTFS. Okay, look away. VCTFS. Variables, constants, text templates. Ooh, forgot one. F. Can I remember it? No, gotta look again. Formulas. Text templates, formulas, stages. Text templates, formulas, stages. Okay, get your pen and paper. Write it down. This is what I would do next, right? So from the top, dramatic artists celebrate serendipitously. Define resources, add elements, connect elements, set start element. What are the resources that I need to define? Define if it's useful. I have to verify whether or not this thing is going to work. Verify. Verify carefully true false statements. Verify carefully true false statements. VTFS. VCTFS. Not a problem. I knew that there was 5. I forgot 1. You just go in and you fill it in, right? Verify carefully true false statements. Variables, constants, text templates, formulas, stages. High five. Give yourself that dopamine hit. You just basically are 3/4 of the way done, maybe halfway. Okay, great. So we have all of our resources finished. We know what they are. The next part, after we define the resources, Imagine, visualize on the flow chart if you are familiar with it or if you're working with it. If you're not, don't worry, stick to the diagram. We don't need to add too much into the short-term memory right now. Right now, this first part of dramatic, defining resources, verify carefully true, false statements, variables, constant, text templates, formula stages. This is in our short-term memory. And while we move on to the next stage, it is going to be marinating and getting into the working memory. We'll come and revisit it to make sure that it really solidifies. Okay, artists. Artists, what do artists do? Well, they add an element of spark, of artisticness to their canvas. Add elements. Artists add elements to the world. Right. What elements do they add? Well, they add a lot of things, so much that artists are like a lot super extra and you got to put a lid on it. Okay. Add elements, put a lid on it. LID, lid, add elements. LID are the elements. LID, logic, interaction, data. Logic, interaction, data. Interaction, data, logic. Interaction, data, logic, interaction. LID, interaction, logic, data. There's three elements, logic, interaction, data. Okay, let's take a look. Artists add elements. So many elements, we got to put a lid on it. LID, logic, interaction, data. So logic, let's go into doll. For some reason, this makes me think of a doll, and dolls do things. This one was a little bit weird. It was a stretch, but that's the best I got. Logic, decision, action, loop, doll. Logic, a logical doll. Maybe it's a doll that is like a Salesforce doll, and so it's very smart and very logical. Okay, let's imagine. Logic doll, decision, assignment, loop, decision, assignment, loop. How is this different from the A that is an interaction, right? There's also an A in interaction. Don't worry about that. We'll get to it. Just notice. Assignment, logical assignment. It's like X plus Y equals Z. That's a logical assignment to make. Again, it's a stretch, but you get the idea, right? Getting creative with it, just connecting dots, okay? LID, logic, interaction, data, DAL, decision, assignment, loop, decision, assignment, loop, logic, doll, LID, logic, doll, decision, assignment, loop. Okay, you get what I'm doing? I'm just really like chunking it down, going back and forth, retracing the steps. And like we do in theater or in a piece of music, we take it from the top, right? Add elements, LID, logic, interaction, data, logic, doll, right? Decision, assignment, loop. Notice how I like hiccuped there? That's how I know I need to go revisit it. LID, logic, doll, decision, assignment, loop, decision, assignment, loop, decision, assignment, loop. The Salesforce doll is making decisions. It is assigning tasks and it's doing it over and over again. Doll, decision, assignment, loop, right? That's the logic. That's the logic element of adding elements, right? LID. Okay, next one, interaction. Okay, I'm a little bit sassy. So I like to use SAS because it's sassy. Again, change it if it works for you. But interaction, we're having a sassy interaction. Screen, action, subflow. Screen, action, subflow. Screen, action, subflow. The action goes with interaction. That one's easy. The action goes with interaction. How do I know that there's an interaction? Well, I see it. I can see it on the screen. The interaction starts with one person doing something. Then I see the other person react as if I was watching a movie on a screen. And then that other person reacts. There is a subflow of reactions from that. This one was easier for me to remember, right? Interaction, sassy interaction. Screen, action, subflow. LID, logic, interaction, data. Logic, doll, decision, assignment, loop. Interaction, SAS. Screen, action, subflow. Screen, action, subflow. Doll, decision, assignment, loop. Screen, action, subflow. Decision, assignment, loop. Screen, action, subflow. And then we've got data. Data is easy. It's 4 letters, and there are 4 things that the records can do within Flow. Okay, when we're adding elements, there's the LID, logic, interaction, data. We do things with records, data. We need records for that, right? We need to either create, edit, get, or delete. Create, edit, get, delete. Create, edit, get, delete. Okay, records, we can do 4 things. We can create them, we can edit them, we can fetch them, we can get them, and we can delete them, right? Interaction, data, interaction, SAS, screen, action, subflow, data, create, edit, delete, get, records, logic, DAL, decision assignment loop. Those are the three things, those are the three parts of elements, right? Artists add elements, so much so that we got to put a lid on it. Logic, interaction, data, logic, DAL, interaction, SAS, data, records, right? We are going to go back up. Dramatic, define resources. How do we know if the resource is useful or not? We have to verify it. Verify carefully true false statements. VCTFS, variables, constants, text templates, formulas, stages. Dramatic artists celebrate serendipitously. We've defined our resources. We've added elements to it. Now we have to connect the elements, right? Artists might have little things every here and there, but in order to make a true piece of art, which flow is absolutely an art form, we have to connect all of the elements together and then celebrate the fact that we connected all the elements together. Oh my goodness, we're building a flow. Can we celebrate that by connecting the elements? And we do that serendipitously and pretty easily, because basically what happens when you connect, the last element is that the start element is already set. There's not much that you have to do. Okay, so there we go. I hope you have enjoyed this training. And again, make sure you subscribe for more fun or acronyms or trainings in the Salesforce space.